Amazon FBA is dead because it's oversaturated and there's too much competition according to some people. And it's true, there's over 9.7 million sellers already selling on Amazon, and there's 4,000 new sellers joining every day. But wait a minute, of those 9.7 million Amazon sellers, only 1.9 million of those are actually active Amazon sellers. And of those 1.9 million Amazon sellers, only about half of them are actually selling in the United States. A lot of those sellers are international sellers. And of those 1 million Amazon sellers that are left, most of them are doing it part-time and aren't taking it that seriously, but yet there's still over 200,000 sellers that last year made over $100,000 selling on Amazon. So to say that Amazon is oversaturated doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm gonna go over every single reason why people say Amazon FBA is dead and tell you the truth. Talk about the pros to this argument and the cons to this argument. Because the truth is, Amazon FBA has changed. It is getting harder, and every single year you wait, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. So the opportunity that is Amazon FBA is not dead, but there is some truth about the reasons that people are saying that Amazon FBA is dead. And you need to understand these if you want to have success selling on Amazon, because as I mentioned, Amazon FBA has changed. And make sure to hit the like button because I'm gonna tell you the truth about some things that no one else will tell you. And the second reason people say Amazon FBA is dead is because they say it's hard and it's getting harder. And there is some truth to this. Amazon FBA is not a get-rich-quick scheme. No matter what anybody online tells you, you're not gonna make your first $1 million overnight. You're not gonna wake up one morning with a Lamborghini in the driveway. But I will be honest with you, it's the easiest way I've ever found to make money online. Specifically, the easiest way I've ever found to create a legitimate passive income business. And it does take hard work up front. But once you get your product on Amazon and you get it up and running, really the only work you have to do is make sure that you can send your inventory into the Amazon warehouse, and then when Amazon gets a sale, it's gonna pick, pack, and ship your order out to the customer. And I did a video with AJ where we go in depth about every single reason why Amazon FBA is harder than he thought it would be. But at the same time, AJ, who is a student of mine, ended up selling out of all his inventory within 2 hours of launching on Amazon. He's done over $100,000 on Indiegogo pre-sales alone. So even though in that video we talk about how it was hard at times, he did the work early on and it's paid off. He's made a lot of money from his Amazon business. The third reason people say that Amazon FBA is dead is because of China. In fact, there's actually a lot of different reasons why people say Amazon FBA is dead because of China. And I'm gonna go over all of them. And there is some truth to these claims. First off, people say that if you find a winning product to sell on Amazon, a Chinese manufacturer is just gonna straight up copy your product and undercut you on price. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is true if you're selling a generic private label product. And this is one of the reasons why Amazon FBA has changed. It used to be that you could just go to Alibaba and pick any kind of random product, slap your label on it, and sell it on Amazon and make a lot of money. That's not the case anymore. That way of selling on Amazon is dead. Now, can you get lucky and find a private label product and have some success? Yeah, for a little while at least, until these Chinese manufacturers find the product that you're selling, they make the same product and they undercut you. So if you're looking for a short-term way to make a little bit of extra cash, private labeling may still work, but it's not a long-term way to build a successful business. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna talk about what I actually think the future of Amazon FBA is. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video. But the key here is, if you create a unique product that's better than the competition, and ideally you create a brand around your product, it's gonna be a lot harder for a Chinese manufacturer just to straight up copy your product and have success on Amazon. People are also scared of Chinese sellers using dirty tricks to get their seller account banned or suspended. And this does happen, but pretty much only if you're doing really generic private label products. Because if you are selling a generic product that's basically identical to the Chinese seller's product, they're gonna use whatever kind of dirty tricks they can to get your product to have 1-star reviews or to get your account suspended. But if you're selling a completely different product or a product that's branded way differently, it's not really worth their time or energy to try to hurt your product because there's enough room in the market for both brands. And I see this issue with people that are trying to sell generic private label products. I've never had this issue. None of my students have ever had this issue. And in all honesty, it's really not that common of an issue. Usually it's one Chinese manufacturer doing dirty tricks against another Chinese manufacturer because they basically are selling identical products. Now, another reason people say Amazon FBA is dead is because the Chinese manufacturers, when you go to send them money, they're just gonna scam you. They're just gonna rip you off and take your money. And this is crazy because I've sent a lot of money to Chinese manufacturers. I've had a lot of students and friends send a lot of money to Chinese manufacturers, And none of us have ever been scammed. And the way to avoid ever getting scammed by a Chinese manufacturer is to buy a product using Alibaba and make sure you have trade assurance and verified suppliers checked when you're searching for manufacturers on Alibaba. And this will make sure that Alibaba will protect you. If there's ever an issue with your order, they will refund your money. Another thing that you can do is wait to send the money to your manufacturer until you actually hire a third-party inspection company to go to your manufacturer and verify that your product is in good condition and it's exactly what you wanted. Now, there is one other reason why China is kind of killing Amazon FBA, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But something else to keep in mind is even if you find a winning product, it's not just that a Chinese manufacturer might copy your product and start selling it on Amazon. Amazon itself might copy your product and start selling it on Amazon as an Amazon Basics item. And I had a friend that this happened to. He was selling a backpack on Amazon, and Amazon came along and basically copied his backpack, put their Amazon Basics label on it, and started selling it on Amazon. And obviously, the Amazon Basics outranked his product, meaning that his sales went way down and Amazon basically killed his product. And I think the moral of the story here is don't private label basic products. If Amazon Basics can create a version of your product, it's probably too basic of a product. You want something that's more branded, a little bit more niche, a little bit more unique. And this is what I've done, my students do, and most of my friends do. And none of us really, except for that one person, have ever had a problem. But it is something that you should know about. Another issue you should know about is Amazon does change the rules. For instance, recently they capped the number of units you could send into the Amazon FBA warehouse for a new product. They said you could only send in 200 units for a new product into the Amazon warehouse, which kind of cripples some new sellers, because let's say you're doing a big production run in China and you want to send in 1,000 units into Amazon, but Amazon's only allowing you to send in 200. What do you do with the rest of the units? Now, I do have some good news. They recently lifted this ban, and now they're allowing 1,000 units for new products to be sent into the Amazon warehouse. And the cool thing is, once you start getting some sales with those products with Amazon, you can send in more inventory. And this is one of those things that for a long time, people were saying Amazon FBA is dead. They're only gonna allow you to send in 200 units. But Amazon realized that this was a problem and they fixed it. They raised it from 200 units to 1,000 units that people could send in for new products. So again, this was people crying wolf and saying that Amazon FBA is dead, even though obviously it wasn't. Amazon figured out that that new rule was hurting sellers, so they got rid of it. And I will say that Amazon does change the rules for sellers. And sometimes it's not good for sellers and sometimes it is good for sellers. But most of the time when Amazon changes the rules, it's really them just cracking down on people that were breaking the rules before. For instance, you used to be able to do a lot of different things to manipulate the reviews for your product listing. People would get hundreds of fake 5-star reviews for their product. Well, eventually Amazon cracked down on that, and people for a long time were saying, Amazon FBA is dead, it's so hard to make money now. No, it was hard for people that were breaking the rules, but for the people that were following the rules, it was actually easier to make money. And that's another reason why people say that Amazon FBA is dead. They say it's too hard to make money because the Amazon FBA fees are just too high. And I think this is complete nonsense. I do not think the Amazon FBA fees are too high at all. I actually think that they're very reasonable. Let's break it down. There is a 15% fee just to sell on Amazon's giant platform. They have built this giant $1.6 trillion company and they're allowing us to sell on it. I think they deserve 15% of every sale, because keep in mind, they have spent billions upon billions of dollars in advertising to get those 147 million Prime customers. With most businesses, you have to spend a lot of money in marketing. Amazon's already spent that money marketing and getting those customers. And when you launch your product on Amazon, there's already 147 million Prime customers searching to buy your product. And I think that's worth the 15% fee. People also complain about the FBA fees themselves, because yes, there is a 15% fee just to sell on the platform, but there is another fee to be eligible for the FBA program, which is where you send your products into Amazon's warehouse, and when you get an order, they pick, pack, and ship it out. But keep in mind that other FBA fee that you pay includes not only the postage, the actual shipping of your product, it includes paying all the different employees at the warehouse. It includes paying the rent at the warehouse and a bunch of other things that you're probably not even thinking about. Now, if you compare that, if you had to ship the products out yourself, not only do you have to spend your time actually shipping the products, you have to still pay for postage, which is oftentimes more expensive than the FBA fee. And if Amazon is doing all the shipping for you, That means that you can spend your time doing whatever you want to do. You can travel, spend time with your family, work on growing your business, or just sit around relaxing. And the whole time, Amazon is not only helping you get new customers, but when you get a sale, they're actually shipping the product out for you. And I've been able to run my business while traveling the world. That wouldn't have been an option if I had to ship the products out myself. Now, another reason why people are saying it's hard to make money on Amazon is because of the trade war, there's now an import duty. If you want to import products from China, there's around 25% import duty you need to pay, which makes the cost of your products a lot higher. On top of that, recently shipping from China to the United States has been a lot more expensive. The shipping prices have increased like crazy. Now, I'm hoping this increase in shipping prices is just a temporary issue, but this is a scary part of business. Sometimes the cost of your product, the cost of shipping, the cost of the import duties is going to go up. Now, the good thing is if you're selling a premium product on Amazon, you can increase your price to absorb some of these costs. And this is why I tell people again and again, don't just sell junk products on Amazon. Try to sell something that is better than the competition, because if you have the best product out there, you can charge a premium for it. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think the future of Amazon FBA is in just 1 minute, but the last reason why people think that Amazon FBA is dead is because people think that once you get an Amazon account, there's a high chance that Amazon will kick you off, that your seller account might get suspended. And the truth is, I've been suspended before on Amazon. I've had friends that have been suspended before on Amazon, but every single time we were able to recover our Amazon account, because at the end of the day, Amazon makes money from its third-party sellers. They don't want to suspend sellers unless those sellers are doing something that's against the rules. And this isn't a real issue that you should be concerned about as long as you're following the rules. But if you're looking to sell on Amazon and you want to know what I think the future of Amazon FBA is, I did this video right here where I talk about how to sell on Amazon FBA in just 4 steps. And I talk about in this video how to actually make money selling on Amazon, selling real unique products that people are actually going to want to buy, and you're not going to have issues of people copying your product. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.